All right, let's talk about flying. We all love travel, but there's that big question hanging in the air, literally. How do we keep flying without, cooking the planet? It's a huge challenge, and today we're diving right into the heart of it, the race to make aviation green.
And this isn't just some hypothetical. The entire aviation industry is scrambling to figure this out. The pressure for a net zero future is on big time. But look, this isn't easy. It's a massive puzzle, a mix of hardcore physics, chemistry, and changing literally everything about how we fuel up and fly. So, in this massive race, two frontrunners have emerged. In one corner, you've got sustainable aviation fuel. We'll call it SAF. Think of it as the right now solution. And in the other corner, you have the dream of fully electric planes, a truly zero-emission future. So, who's going to win?
Okay, so to really get a handle on this, we need to break down how each one actually works. They're both aiming for the same goal, slashing emissions, but they're coming at it from completely different angles.
First up, SAF. The magic word here is drop-in. That means you can literally just mix it with regular jet fuel and pump it into the planes we already have. No new engines, no new airports. It's made from stuff like used cooking oil or farm waste, so instead of pulling new carbon out of the ground, we're basically recycling what's already out there. And the payoff? It can slash the total carbon footprint by up to a whopping 80%.
Now, let's flip to the other side, electric planes. And this is a whole different ballgame. They don't just reduce emissions, they produce zero emissions in the air. Nothing. Nada. That clean air promise makes them an incredible fit for shorter trips, connecting nearby cities, or even for those futuristic air taxis people are talking about.
Okay, so you've got the now solution versus the next-gen vision. Let's put them in the ring, head-to-head, and see how they stack up on the stuff that really matters.
Right away, the practical differences just jump out at you. Range? SAF can take you across oceans no problem because it uses the planes and fuel tanks we have right now. But electric? For now, we're talking short hops, less than 250 miles. And you can't just plug a 747 into a wall socket. You'd need to build a massive, brand new charging network from scratch.
So why? Why the huge gap in range? It boils down to one simple or not so simple concept: energy density. Basically, how much power can you pack into a pound of fuel? As you can see here, jet fuel, and SAF is the same, is just incredible at this. It's energy-packed. Batteries, well, they're getting better, but they're not even in the same league yet. And that is the #1 roadblock for electric long-haul flights.
Okay, so we see the performance differences. But theory is one thing. The real world? Well, that's another. Both of these technologies have some massive hurdles to clear before they become mainstream.
Let's start with the big one, money. Right now, SAF costs 3 to 5 times more than regular jet fuel. For an industry that's famous for razor-thin profit margins, that is a huge, huge problem. And it's not just the cost, it's the sheer scale. To make enough SAF for 2050, we would need to build something like 7,000 new production plants around the world. I mean, just think about that. That's not a small project. That's a monumental global effort.
The electric challenge is just as mind-boggling, but it's all about weight. Get this, for a Boeing 737 to have the same amount of energy as it does with jet fuel, its batteries would have to weigh 8 times more than the fuel itself. The plane would be too heavy to even lift off the runway. It's a complete non-starter with today's tech.
But look, it's not all doom and gloom. Far from it. Progress is absolutely happening. We've already had over 370,000 flights use SAF. Governments are getting serious, like the EU, which is now making it mandatory. And in the electric world, cool companies like Joby and Archer are getting super close to certifying these awesome electric air taxis. So the wheels are definitely in motion.
So what does the future actually look like? Well, it's not a simple A or B choice. The real flight path to 2050 is all about evolution, and, crucially, about these technologies learning to play on the same team. And there's another player entering the game that sort of bridges the gap: hydrogen electric. The idea here is pretty cool. You use hydrogen fuel cells on the plane to generate your own electricity. So you get the zero emissions benefit of electric flight, but because hydrogen is more energy dense than batteries, you get a much better range. It's a really promising middle ground. And this timeline really puts it all into perspective. Right now, and for the near future, it's all about SAF. We've got mandates kicking in, and the goal is to have planes running on 100% SAF by 2030. Then, as we move into the 2030s, that's when you'll start to see those hydrogen planes popping up from mid-range flights. And way down the road, past 2040, that's the hope for a big battery breakthrough.
the kind that could finally power the everyday jets we all fly on.
Okay, so we've looked at the good, the bad, the challenges, the timeline. So what's the final verdict? Well, after all that versus talk, the answer might surprise you.
Here's the big twist. It was never really SAF versus electric. They aren't rivals. They're actually partners, collaborators working on the exact same problem from two different sides.
It's really a two-step dance. Step 1, SAF is the bridge. It lets us cut emissions right now on all those long-haul flights using the planes we already have. It's an immediate fix. Step 2, electric and hydrogen are paving the road to the future. They're building a totally new, completely zero-emission way to fly for all those shorter trips. One handles today, the other builds tomorrow. So in the end, the question we started with was wrong. It's not about which one will win. The real question, the one that truly matters for the future of our planet, is how fast can we get them working together? Something to think about. Thanks for watching.